everybody, and welcome to today's edition of the Daily Market Commentary. I'm your host, Chuck Fulkerson. Hope you guys are having a great day. We're going to take a look at our markets from an educational perspective, looking for breakouts, reversals, all that fun jazz. S&P this morning down 36 points. NASDAQ's down 137, so we're getting a little bit of a pullback this morning. But is that a bad thing for our bullish market, or is it more of a good thing? So let's go ahead and dive in. If you're new to the channel, do me a favor. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, get the alerts and the updates regularly. If you're not new and you're here all the time, well, I appreciate it. Thanks for coming, and make sure that you hit the thumbs up button down below. Make sure you drop a like. Okay, let's dive in. S&P down 35. We pulled back earlier this week, and really the big catalyst was overnight CPI numbers out of Europe higher than anticipated. That was really the fundamental catalyst that drove us down, but we had been losing momentum on the way up, and we've come back to a couple of decent areas of demand and gotten a little bounce off those demand areas. And we're coming into a level which was a volume profile level. And what do I mean by a volume profile level? What we're seeing here is that this was the high volume node of a given day. Now, I don't love the fact that we're kind of basing in front of that level, thus making it a little bit less probable. And it's not a phenomenal level anyway. And so in looking at that, I'm going to remove that as a contender. And the reason for that is because we've gotten below this swing low and we have a lower swing high, right? Just in the last few minutes, we got below this swing low and we have a lower high, which makes this a confirmation entry at best. It wasn't a great level to begin with, and so I think that the wave is down. You might as well ride the wave and trade to the downside for today. And even if we do get a bit of a rally back up this morning, look for a short back up in this region. Now, the reason I like this idea is, and I think that it's okay, is because, oops, didn't mean to remove it, I changed the color, is because we are changing trend direction on that small time frame. What about our daily charts and our weekly charts? Well, if I move to a daily chart, this is really just we've not got a lower swing low on our daily chart. Matter of fact, we'd have to drop all the way down to 41.13 for a lower low on our daily chart. So I actually would be okay seeing price come back down here a little bit and then rally up. Matter of fact, the most bullish thing we could do is to get a little bit of a pullback on the weekly chart and then rally higher. So, because as it stands right now, I have a higher swing high in my weekly chart, but I do not yet have a higher low. So my trend on the weekly time period has not changed. My trend is still technically not an uptrend because I've not changed that direction. We do, however, have an opportunity to pull back a little bit, put in a higher swing low, and then go higher. And that's where, so long as my daily chart doesn't first give me lower swing lows and lower swing highs. Now, that's ultimately the most important thing I'm looking for is swing highs and swing lows on a daily chart to see if this trend that we've had go up for the last 2 months is going to continue. And you're seeing a lot of people out there that are calling for doom and gloom and, this is the head fake in the market. I'm not trying to predict the head fakes on a weekly chart. What I'm really trying to do is use the smaller time frames to give me clues as to whether I should get in or out. So NASDAQ, very similar picture. As I take a look at the NASDAQ, we bounced off this demand level, made a decent little run off that demand level. But now, as I look at a reversal point, I'm all right with a reversal point right up in here. That's a good little level for a reversal to come back down all the way down into this region here. Looking real quick at crude oil and gold. Crude oil, remember we were using the V22 contract. We're closing in on our rollover date. And on that contract, we had been looking at this area here of supply. And we did poke above there before then falling off in the overnight. We've come back down and really dropped pretty hard from that level. From a 4-hour perspective, we got a slightly higher high. Do not yet have a higher low, but I still think the breakdown exists below 85.35. Now, our first breakdown that we had talked about earlier in the week was off of this area here, and that tended to be a pretty nice breakdown, hitting our target, and then rallied back up. And so now I think you got another shot at taking the short on a bigger time period, because remember, our daily chart is still trending down. I think ultimately you've got the ability for price to make it all the way down into this region here at 75. Looking at gold gave us a breakdown trade, so continuing to run further down. And in case you missed that move, looking for a potential retest, you'd come up a bit higher, 15-minute chart. And I would say that this area here would be a decent retest on that 15-minute time frame. If we come back up and retest it. Last one, we'll take a real quick look at is the euro. And the reason I'm looking at the euro is because this is the level that we've been talking about for a potential breakdown. We finally got price that broke below this level, but we didn't get basing in front of the level. Without basing in front of the level, it's not really going to give me a quality entry. We got a little bit of basing, but really not enough for me to take an entry on that position. We've come down into a demand area right here by our rally-based rally kind of zone. But even coming into that level, we based in front of it, which means the kiss of death, right? So I get my KOD. I'm not interested in trying to figure that trade out. I'd much rather just get the hell out of the way and allow the trade to continue to run. Are we coming back in for another touch at parity, which was, we hit 1.0000 right to the T. So you know that there's some buy orders just sitting there waiting to get triggered. Other than that, everybody, that's all I have for today. If you guys have any questions, shoot us an email, support@tradersarmy.com. Until tomorrow, buddy, I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Hey, thanks for joining us. If you like what we do, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's the only way the computers know that you're actually alive and really care. And go to TradersArmy.com today to learn a bit more. And if you want to see some of our other videos, click here in the box.